Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Orillia. Today I am joined by Anitta from Creative Nomad Studios. Anitta, thank you so much for being on the show.
Hey, Jordan.
This has been a long time coming.
I feel like it has.
Yeah, there's a handful of businesses that I've always had it in my mind, like, need to have them on the show, and for whatever reason, like, work gets busy, life gets busy, and it just never happens, but here we are. So I get every episode started off the same way, by giving you an opportunity to just tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So this is Creative Nomad Studios, and we are a shared workspace, an entrepreneur space, an innovation space, and also a creative space.
Right.
So entrepreneur and also a creative space. So we're both and. We have dedicated offices here. We have boardrooms here, meeting rooms, community workspace. We also have studio space, hot desk space.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's also a beautiful space.
Yeah, thank you.
This building has undergone a transformation that I can only imagine.
Oh, it was crazy, actually. And, I have to give a shout out to my better half, John, because this project doesn't happen without him.
Right.
And, for not actually falling off the chair and running when I was trying to get this space. So I was trying to actually figure out if I could get a deal on the space. And it had been empty for 21 years. For anyone who knows Orillia knows that. It was the old byway. And it was horrible. And
Right.
It took me about a year and a half, about a year to get them to agree to meet me.
Wow.
So it was a lot of phone calls and a lot with, a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And so, we finally did get a deal on the space, but it was in the middle of it. There's no way they were selling it, not selling it. So the deal was going to be as a tenant.
Right.
And so what did that look like? And I was trying to convince them to do the work.
Right.
And then out of my mouth one day is like, well, what if we do the capital improvement? John did not run. He did not run, and credit to him. I mean, we now own the building, and here we are.
Amazing.
It was.
So this was a long time in the works. Like you said, a year and a half just to get a meeting with them. So, the entrepreneurial spirit is always coming up with ideas and always sort of creating. But this must have been an idea that, every entrepreneur might have one or two in their lifetime that really this is it. This is what I'm going to do. So how did that come to be? How did this become your idea that you had, a while ago?
I moved to Orillia in 2015. And John and I met. My life was portable, his was not.
Right.
And so I moved to Orillia, one suitcase at a time across the summer of 2015. And, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I'm a marketing and business consultant, and I'm a certified business coach. And so I had sort of put pause on my career for a while.
Okay.
And John kept telling me to just take a year off and paint. Oh, just paint. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, just paint. I am an artist as well, so I am part of the International Guild of Realism and the Federation of Canadian Artists. And so I took a year off, and it started off with John and I bought a place at Match Lofts, and I was already thinking before then, so this was 2017. I am taking my proverbial year off. 2016, 2017, I started going, well, where is my studio going to be? And then where will I work? And what is there in Orillia? And then I spent a year doing a feasibility study and doing the background and everything else. So that was in 2017. So Creative Nomad Studios was really born on paper in 2017.
Wow.
And we opened a year ago in November 2nd.
My birthday.
2019.
Wow.
So a year year ago on November 2nd. So we've been open for a year.
November 2nd is a very special day.
It is a special day.
Well, not only is it my birthday, but Josh from our real estate team just had his second child, also on November 2nd.
Oh, awesome. So November 2nd is a really special day.
It's a day I'll never forget.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, Orillia community, I just wanted to take a second to give a very sincere thank you to our amazing sponsors at Highway 11 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These guys are called the Young Guns. They're a great group of sales and service people that have an awesome atmosphere and great products. I bought my truck there, and you should buy yours there too. So go to their website, check them out, check out their inventory, and better yet, go see them in person. This is a space that has so many, it's very open, but it has so many little nooks and crannies and spaces for different businesses, entrepreneurs, artists to work in.
Yeah.
So what type of people spend their time here?
Wow. So we have members that range from, well, first of all, the city of Orillia, the Downtown Management Board has their home here. So they were in an independent space down the street. So they have an office space here. They also use the boardroom, and then they use the space we're in, which is really quite a beautiful large space that is a multi-purpose space.
Right.
It's a studio. It's meant as a photography studio. It's also where we hold workshops. We do our live streaming from. And 2 weekends ago, we had our very first wedding in this space.
Amazing.
So.
Well, and I think this is a kind of an appropriate time to sort of bring it up. We did a little sort of teaser video on the Orillia page, but this is also the space where all Orillia episodes moving forward are going to be shot.
Yep,
and
so exciting.
We're both pretty excited to announce that.
Yeah.
And so, this is, I guess, our more formal announcement to the Orillia community.
Love it.
That this format now, where we sit and chat, is the new format, the 2.0 format of Orillia. We're still going to have videographers that go to the business, because I think one of the things that the fans of the show really appreciate is being able to see the business.
I think you have to be able to see the business because, I've watched a lot of Orillia episodes, and I have learned so much about Orillia businesses. I love that. I think this is a great format because, you can be on these spinny chairs.
Yeah, well, and it's already been so much more comfortable for me. One of the things that, it's great to see the business. It's great to shoot on location. The challenge is a couple things. Number one, some of these episodes, when we're getting the footage, can take upwards of 2 hours. Yeah. And it's very difficult for a small business to interact with their customers while we're in there with camera gear for, and we've got an interview set up. So it always, as a business person myself, I love when we're standing in a business having a chat, but I've seen it too many times where I catch it out of the corner of my eye. I'm having a conversation with a business owner, and a customer walks up, they look at the window and they're like, oh, they're busy in there, and they walk away.
Right.
And it's like this tear rolls down my face.
Right, because it defeats the purpose. But on top of that, I realize that what you do, this isn't a paying gig for you. This is something you do because you love Orillia.
Right.
And this is just a more efficient model for you.
Yeah.
More efficient, consistent.
I
love it because this is one of the things that I envisioned when I created this room.
Yeah.
And during the first lockdown, we had shut down construction. So this brick wall behind you here, this is what I did during the first lockdown. I came in with my chisel and my hammer.
Fun.
And my work boots and my hard hat and a ladder, and I was alone, and this is what I did.
So as a lover of business, if there's one thing I can hope to achieve in every episode is bringing awareness to a business, but also bringing the almighty customer to a business. So if somebody's watching this episode thinking, I could really use a little bit of space, or perfect example would be a new business that is not quite sure if they're ready to commit to full-time space. Yeah. But they're like, I can't work out of my kitchen anymore, but I don't really have my business isn't set up so that I can, start paying $2,000 a month or more for rent or a mortgage, to sort of transition. But anyways, for anybody who thinks this might be a great space for them, how does it work to rent space here? And then how do people inquire about it?
So nobody rents space.
Okay.
We have no renters, we have members.
Right.
Because the space you have always comes with more than just the space. Our membership plans start at $25 a month. $25 a month gets you 8 hours a month. 8 hours might be not nearly enough. We don't do it as one day because maybe you need to come for 2 hours.
Right.
Or 1 hour. I have a member right now currently who's looking after her mom. Her mom has no internet, and there's zero possibility of getting internet, even any remote, horrible internet.
Right.
So she has a $25 a month membership, so she can check her email and stay in touch with work and life and that type of thing. Yeah,
Wow.
She comes in, makes herself a coffee, and there you go. It works for her.
And I will say, by the way, you have fantastic coffee here.
Thank you.
Like, it's really great coffee.
You can come for 8 hours a month. Our next plan is 30 hours a month. We have a half and half. So maybe you work in community space, i.e. you don't have your own dedicated desk or your own dedicated office. You can do a half and half plan where you work in community space, but then part of your plan is also time in the meeting rooms. And you can choose whether it's the small meeting room or the boardroom, depending on what your needs are, and it just depletes your plan. We have plans online, creativenomadstudios.ca. We also have an option to book a tour. So if people aren't sure what their needs are, they click book a tour. You get a personal appointment with me. I take you for a tour of the space. You tell me what your needs are, and I create the plan that fits you, whatever
Amazing.
it is. Yeah.
So there's such an endless amount of people that this could work for, and this would be great for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for people watching this, the space is, to say it's beautiful would be an understatement. It's got to be the most beautiful. It has to be the most beautiful building that I've seen in Orillia.
Thank you.
It really is. I mean, the second that Brooke and I walked in here, it was like, this is the space.
Yeah.
100%. So, I want to again talk about Orillia for a second. So what's it been like opening a business in Orillia?
It's hard to say because we opened in November of last year.
Right.
So November of last year, we were in yellow. If you don't remember colors of the pandemic. So we really haven't been able to fully offer all services until July. So we've really technically only been open until July. However, even in July, our dedicated spaces at that point in time were all full, which I was so incredibly pleased with. But like I said, people come and go because, maybe you're a new business and you just need a foothold, and it's a monthly plan.
Right.
So there isn't a long-term commitment. Everything is included, including the coffee, right? We have amazing internet. And, for me, it's now becoming something. We're busy in ways that I wasn't expecting. And, I love it when I met two people this morning, just, said book a tour and said, hey, so we want to do this thing. And, maybe in the back of my mind somewhere, I thought that we might use this space for that.
Right.
And then somebody walks in the door and says, hey, can we do this here? And it's like, yes,
yeah.
You can.
That's amazing.
I love it when you walked in the door and said, hey.
Yeah.
Can we film why Orillia here? And I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
Absolutely. It's a no-brainer. I mean, if somebody's thinking about it, the tour is really the right answer.
Book a tour. I'll make your coffee.
Because the second you get here, if you have any sort of creative mind, it's like all of these options of what you could do here. It's like, I feel like I want to start another business just so I can do something else here. But, it's something that people should absolutely check out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space to work. It's a beautiful environment. I mean, we're really lucky to have Cloud Gallery here. I mean, they were starting as an online gallery that needed a home.
Right.
So they have a street-facing small dedicated space that's their own.
Right.
And I have walls, and they have art, and boy, do they have art.
Right.
because this place is beautiful. And I walk in and the art has changed and there's new art and it's great and there's more art and it's awesome.
There's so much art around here, so many talented people. So, you know, I end every episode the same way. This is the name of the show, The Big Bad Question.
Yeah.
You can answer this in any way you want, but why Orillia?
A guy.
Yeah?
It was a guy.
My wife would say the same thing, by the way.
I came for a guy. I stayed for the place, honestly. I mean, and for him too. I mean, what a place to live and work. I sort of have moved my way north from Toronto. And, you know, originally I felt lost. It was like, oh, what is this place? I'd walk down the street and, you know, people go, hi, Anitta. And I'd be like, who are these people? And then it was like, oh my God, people say hi to you in the grocery store. It's amazing. I live downtown at Match Dash Lofts. I work downtown at Creative Nomad Studios. I mean, I steps to the lake. Why not? Why not? Seriously.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
It is a perfect blend to me of, it has the amenities that you don't have to leave.
Seriously.
It has the small town feel that's not too small, but you know, you can almost pick and choose. Like you can have days where you don't feel like you're in a small town.
Yeah.
But the community here is fantastic. I always knew it, but doing this show has confirmed it without a doubt.
Yeah.
We have some of the most amazing small businesses and business owners and entrepreneurs and creative people and artists and some of the most talented people I've ever met.
It's
are all
amazing
here.
to me. There's a community of entrepreneurs here, even like new business owners, old business owners. But there's a community of cooperation, and this is me to a T. I'm a collaborator. This space is me. It is an entrepreneur creative space, right? So it is an entrepreneur space. That is me. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yep.
You know, as a business coach, is who I love. You know, entrepreneur mindset is everything, but it's also a creative space that is also me. And, you know, I look at it and go, I know if I needed something, I could walk out my door and go to any one of the local business owners and say, hey, I would be there too.
The support from each other is so unbelievable. I mean,
so incredible.
You go into any restaurant in Orillia and they're carrying some other Orillia company's
Seriously.
product.
Seriously.
You go in anywhere. I mean, you can't, like, I feel like you can't go into a building right now and not see something from the Northern Joinery. Like they've got it, but then you go into,
come in here, the Northern Joinery is everywhere, right?
You go into Maker's Market that they also have, and you've got 10, 20 other businesses' products represented in there. And there's so much collaboration and support. And so I couldn't agree more.
It really is amazing. Even within this space, I see it, you know. You know, downstairs we have, they're called studios, but they're really a open, unfurnished space. You furnish them yourselves. You don't have walls, but they're sort of sectioned off. They're lovely.
Well, I want to thank you for a few things here. I want to thank you for working with us to create this partnership that is just getting started, but already feels amazing between Orillia and Creative Nomad Studios.
I love it.
I want to thank you for being, on the show, and I want to thank you, most importantly, for being such a huge part of the community, for the investment that you've made in this building to take our beautiful downtown and make it that much nicer. So thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for being part of our show, and thank you for everything you do.
Thanks for walking in the door. Honest to God, that's awesome.
I'm happy I did.